Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, who was appointed as the Executive Director for Dubai Internet City and Dubai Outsource City in 2017. In his current role, Ammar leads the business alignment to ensure the effective implementation of TECOM Group's overarching strategy to be a world-class developer and operator of business communities while delivering maximum value to shareholders. He is also responsible to oversee the identification of new business opportunities and nurturing relationships with the business park's existing partners. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Executive Director of Dubai Internet City, Mr. Ammar Al Malik. A huge round of applause. And he's going to talk on the topic, to get them ahead, get them started, building entrepreneurial ecosystems.
Good morning. I know it's tea break after the speech, so I'll make it very quick. And I know everyone's thirsty. So when I was doing these slides, I was thinking, should I be speaking about numbers, SME numbers? Should I be speaking about Dubai? And then I realized that practically India and the UAE are sister countries, and everybody probably knows a lot about Dubai. So before I start, I just wanted to thank Kamal and NASSCOM for giving me the opportunity to be here today. And during I don't want to say a presentation, during the story that I want to tell you today, it's about a small city that wants to do big things. So I want to take you through this very quickly about how we are trying to create a technology ecosystem in Dubai and in the region, which is the technology hub of the Middle East. So you may not know some of these, but that was Sheikh Zayed Road. For any of you who visited Dubai, this was actually in the 90s. So there's a big change that's happening. But Dubai has always been a port and a trading hub, meaning that some of you may not know this, but Dubai was called Al-Wasl originally. Al-Wasl is a connection point. So Dubai has always been a connection point between India, Africa, the Middle East, and other countries in the region. But the rulers of Dubai wanted more than that, wanted more to become a knowledge economy, more than a trading hub. So Dubai today has transformed itself to have the largest airport in the world, to have the largest ports in the region, to have super infrastructure. So where are you going with this? We're going and transforming the economy from a trading economy to a knowledge economy, and now we're transforming this into an innovation economy. So you may have heard about such activities, which is the drones, taxi by the drones, smart cars, museum of the future, and Hyperloop. All of these are actually coming down as a mandate by His Highness to certain government departments to transform itself, to adopt these technologies. So there has been a few initiatives by Dubai Future Foundation, which was just announced, in order to push these new technologies, which relates to AI, blockchain, and so on. So you have this ambition coming from His Highness and the rulers of Dubai. You know, you're a trading hub, you want to become a knowledge economy, you want to become an innovation center, the technology hub of the Middle East. So what do you do? How do you do that? How do you transform an economy, which, by the way, Dubai does not have oil, contrary to belief. Actually, our GDP has less than 1% of oil. So how do you transform this place in the middle of the desert, a connection point, a trading hub, to become an innovation center? So in the year 2000, we announced Dubai Internet City. Dubai Internet City was announced by His Highness in order to achieve this vision, in order to transform Dubai from this trading hub into an innovation center. We have over 1,600 companies in Dubai Internet City, and I want you to focus on this number, 24,000 professionals. 24,000 professionals is only in technology in a very small area in Dubai Internet City alone. We focus on this number because, as you mentioned from previous speakers, talent is always the key indicator for us. As we went, we also established Dubai Outsource City, and for those of you who don't know Dubai Outsource City, it focuses on BPO, so call centers, shared services, and so on. It's another area, but it has its own regulations, its own supportive environment, both Dubai Internet City and Outsource City, to support this. I'll move very quickly through this because I want to focus on how we're doing this as a whole. But you know, when you look at this slide, it gives you a realization of where we were in the past and what these are the type of companies that are in Dubai Internet City and Outsource City today. You may relate to some of these services like AI and blockchain and robotics and so on. But it's not enough, right? It's not enough. You have all of these companies, in robotics and so on, but you need startups. So 5 years ago, we looked at startups and supporting startups in the region, and we announced N5 Innovation Center, which supports and subsidizes this for the startups. So what's happening is you have these large business partners, all of them part of the ecosystem, a lot of them that you will relate with. Startup N5 members, which are coming here, and I will go through this a little bit more. You have the Indian, of course, companies that you have here, some of them with us here today. And we have 24,000 Indian professionals working in the ecosystem, and not just in technology, but in other locations as well, meaning media, meaning academia, and so on. So a large portion of our communities are with us. Some of the success stories that we have is Careem. Careem is the Uber competitor in the Middle East. They started in Dubai Internet City as well, and is one of the most famous unicorns that we have in Dubai Internet City. There's something wrong with the slides, but the next one is WrapUp. So WrapUp actually started in a hackathon in Dubai Internet City. The founders, one of them was in a large multinational, if I'm not mistaken, it was Microsoft. There was a student from the community, and there was a management consultant also with them in the team within this community. They developed an AI application that listens to meetings and automatically converts these discussions into action points. They were bought over by Voicera. This is an interesting story because they're a startup coming out of the ecosystem, from people from the ecosystem, in a hackathon that happened in the ecosystem, and they got bought by somebody, by a company in the US. And of course, Souk.com, the largest e-commerce company in the Middle East, was bought by Amazon and, as well. So you have the large enterprises in the location. You have the SMEs, and this was our focus since we started. And then, you know, it's not enough. You have the large corporations and SMEs, but is that enough to achieve His Highness's vision and make Dubai an innovation center? No. So we started looking at startups. And then last year, we also announced looking into freelancers. So I want you to focus on this a little bit. You see, these are all companies from all different sizes in this ecosystem. You can be one person all the way to large multinationals with thousands of people. So this is the private sectors and the SMEs in Dubai Internet City and Dubai Outsource City. Is that enough? Again, no. You have to have collaborations with strategic partners like NASSCOM. You have to include mentorship and sessions for the SMEs, for the startups, for the freelancers. Get them to meet these large corporations. You have to bring these people and help them market itself. In GITEX, for example, we take our companies there. And when a company grows together with us, we announce certain things with them. So you provide an environment for the staff to be there, wellness and health, and we have the largest yoga festival there with us. So it's not only about work, it's not only about private, it's about private companies, it's about collaboration with each other. I want to end by this slide, and this is basically the summary of what I'm trying to say, and I hope I portray this in a very clear manner. You have the large corporations, you have the SMEs, like I said, you have the startups, you have the tech freelancers, and the industry partners like NASSCOM, which I just mentioned. But will we be in Dubai, will it be the technology hub with all of this? No. you have to have the support of the government in this equation. If you want to become the technology hub of the Middle East, you have to have the support of the government. His Highness's vision, when he came into the picture, he said, this was a couple of years back when applications and mobile phones were just coming, he said for some of the attendees, you have 2 years to transform your services into mobile applications, otherwise we'll have farewell parties for some of you. So that's the kind of drive that gives people, you know what, it's not a choice anymore, let's move into innovation, let's move into mobile applications. When you have that kind of leader pushing you, it creates this ecosystem that you're trying to build. Because even if you attract the larger corporations and SMEs and help doing startups, if the governments are not part of this equation, it will not reach anywhere. And when I showed you the slides earlier, that's why I told you to focus on those. I showed you flying drones and taxis and hyperloops and museum of the future. This is not a marketing campaign. There is something that is happening in the government that people do not realize. And that is changing the culture of the government departments. When you push from His Highness, from the top level, you're pushing governments and government departments to re-look into their services and pushing them to look at services like flying drones and things like this. What's actually happening is that staff of that government department suddenly, instead of sitting on the counter looking at papers, they have now a different vision. They are now looking at services that they have never thought of before. Yes, it looks fancy, hyperloops and so on, but what's actually happening is changing culture across governments, across private sector, across the citizens of the city and the citizens of the UAE. And of course, this will not happen without academia. Academia plays a pivotal role into this, and that's why we have some of the most popular universities in the UAE here with us in the same communities that we offer. So you have the academia, you have the government, and you have the private sector. That is how you create a technology ecosystem. That is how Dubai Internet City and Dubai has been doing it over the last 20 years. I usually end the slides with a thank you, but this says welcome. I want to say welcome to globalization. Welcome to Dubai. Welcome to opportunities between not just India and the UAE, India and the whole world. We look forward to working with all of you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Sir, kindly stay back. We are so glad to have you here. Once again, a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Some tea for you and a book. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we'll go move here.
Thank you.